move on into an inspiring technical sessions. Our first session on resilience in quality leadership. True leadership is not about sailing smoothly when the sea is calm. It's about holding the ship steady when the storm hits. Thiruvalluvar quote I would like to take because it's from Podumarai for all of us. துன்பத்துள் துன்பம் குறையாது ஒளி தெரிதல் நல்லார்க்கு நானாகும் தோள். There will be a question, enna idella, like that. There is a meaning. True greatness shines only when tested by hardships. Also, I'm echoing the same spirit from Mahakavi Bharatiyar. துன்பம் நேர்ந்தாலும் எந்த quality rejection வந்தாலும் துணிவுடன் நிற்போம். Okay? So even in suffering, let us stand strong with courage. With the thought, let us welcome our eminent speakers who will share their insights on how resilience drives quality leadership and lasting excellence. We now invite an inspiring leader, a role model, our session chairperson, Mr. R. Sivanesan, counselor, Indian Foundation for Quality Management, and former president, Ashok Leyland Limited. With a big round of applause, I invite you to the stage, sir. This applause is not sufficient for this leader. A big round of applause. Thank you, sir. I invite our eminent speakers of the session to the dais, Mr. N.S. Venkatamurugan, National Head of Operations, Saint-Gobain India Private Limited. Applause can continue. Mr. C. Muthu Marudachalam, President, Chief of Operations, Daimler India Commercial Vehicles Private Limited. Welcome, sir. Welcome, NSV. The third eminent personality, most inspiring individual too for me, Mr. Sachin Goel, Head of Central Quality, Ashok Leyland Limited. Welcome on to the dais, sir. Also, I invite the session coordinator, Mr. R. Sethuraman from NI Kuvar.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. To declare the dais. It's indeed an honor for me to introduce the session chairperson, Mr. R. Sivanesan. Mr. R. Sivanesan, former President Quality Service Parts of Ashok Leyland Limited, now is a counselor. And Mr. R. Sivanesan is a BTech graduate from MIT Chennai, has an impressive, unblemished, excellent track record of 36 years in automobile industry, including 23 years in Maruti Suzuki India Limited, Fiat, Ashok Leyland, and Switch Mobility. Mr. Sivanesan is an exponent of TQM concepts and its trainings with AOTS Japan. Mr. Sivanesan was instrumental in Ashok Leyland plant, Pantnagar, and hosted Unit 2 plants in getting Deming Awards. Mr. Sivanesan is a recipient of many awards, including the prestigious Quality Council of India Quality Champion Gold Award, Outstanding Quality Man Award from NIQR, to name a few. Looking humble, simple, and modest, but achieved great heights in his professional career. We are privileged. NIQR is very happy to present Mr. R. Sivanesan as a chairperson for this session. Thank you for the applause. Yes, sir, I humbly invite the chairperson to address and take over the session from here on. Welcome, sir.
Very good morning to all of you. Good morning. After tea, the sound should be good. I once again welcome you all to this global convention being organized by NIQR. As all of us know, NIQR has been contributing to our society by imparting knowledge on quality to students, institutions, industries, and service sectors. There is a special focus on MSMEs, So for the last 4 decades, the amount of contribution made by them is huge. Let's give them a very big applause for their wonderful thing. In the morning today, we had a very enlightening session. We could hear from great leaders and industrial toppers like Dr. Sumantran, Mr. Ram, and also Aishnor sir. That session was really enlightening to all of us. Do you agree? Dr. Sumantran shared his life experience with 3 different organizations, and from the difficult times, how these companies turned into global leaders. This is what today's discussion we are also going to have. This new era is full of challenges, threats from different quarters, political instability, lot of geopolitics, and also comes with a lot of opportunities. When we talk about Trump tariff, it has come as a bolt from blue. There was some war going on somewhere. For years, we were not connected to that one. Now suddenly, to control that war, they are trying to say that put pressure on India, the war will be over, right? So what was not in our control, now it's happening. So there are 2 options. Either you say that, what can I do? It has suddenly come from sky and it has hit us. We cannot do much about it. Or rise to the occasion and show that India can do it. So our resilience and agility are fully put to test at this point of time. Do you agree or not? So the theme of this convention is very, very relevant and apt at this point of time. I don't think even the leaders who have designed this theme would have thought about such a relevance at this point of time. Now, our first session is about resilience in quality leadership. Now, there are 2 key words, resilience and quality leadership. Who is the quality leader in any organization? What are our guesses? First thing which comes to our mind is the head of quality of that organization, right? Then we also say everybody is responsible for quality, so it's quality leadership is with everybody. But the real fact is, any organization, if it has to sustain and grow in a very challenging environment, the leader has to play a very big role. Like in terms of quality thinking, quality commitment, and also quality delivery. While quality is everybody's responsibility, the leader has to create an environment which is very conducive for quality culture. Then the organization can flourish. So the quality leader, to my mind, the leadership comes from the real leader of the organization. Rest of the people will definitely be playing a big role, but the transformation journey will come from the CEO or head of the organization. Do you agree? How many of you agree? Put your hand up. That's true. So currently the situation in India is the leaders talk about quality, but when it comes to implementation, especially in a critical situation, something to be delivered tomorrow, all have become urgent. Now they call the leader will call the quality leader, see what best can be done. I understand quality is very important, but please look at what can be done. Do you see this situation every day or not? So when the crisis comes, how the leader behaves will decide what it is that. Now let's talk about the word resilience. What is resilience? Resilience is the ability to bounce back at an adverse situation or difficult situation. Now, the quality leader has to play a role at the adverse situation. He has to bounce back and ensure that there is no compromise on quality and the quality is kept at world-class level. Now, is it really possible? Let's look at last 10 years. Plenty of examples of there, such leaders have been there. Like talk about Satya Nadella from Microsoft. At one point of time, Microsoft was going down. There were a lot of challenges. He took over and it was a very difficult time. But he focused on quality thinking and he transformed the culture of Microsoft. He empowered the people. He told everyone, you think what best can be done for the organization. And he really transformed that company. Today, you know, all of us know that Microsoft stands so tall in the entire world. Next example is the recent one with NVIDIA. Who is the CEO? Jensen Huang. NVIDIA was a gaming GPU company which was focused on gaming. And it was stagnating. But he is the one leader who thought that when you can work on graphics, why not compete with CPUs and give the same power to the people? So he opened up the entire new game. Today, NVIDIA holds the heart of AI technology, right? He held, during this transfer, it was a very challenging and risky transformation, but only two things he focused on, quality and reliability during the transformation. Anything to be done, there will be no compromise on quality and reliability. So when their product came to be used by customers, they were delighted to see that. Today you see that that's the most valuable company in the organization. So it's not only about industry leaders showing such performance, but there are national leaders of stature doing that. When it comes to resilience and quality leadership, how can we forget Dr. Nelson Mandela? He had been there in prison for 27 years. There so much pressure was put on him, but he never drifted even 1 inch from his quality thinking and his quality leadership. Even after 27 years, he didn't allow his mind to get corrupted. Once he came out, he really took the nation forward. So in this way, there are plenty of examples for us to learn from in terms of resilience in quality leadership. In this VUCA world, resilience of quality leaders will be tested every day. Urgency will be the norm of the day. Everything is changing, so organization has to be agile. So the interesting topic of agility and resilience are two different things, but you have to hold them together as quality leader. We as quality leaders, while we work for the organization and work with agility, we should ensure that the quality is maintained by ensuring our own resilience, right? Now this is very challenging easy to say, very challenging to implement. Now we have 3 leaders who are real resilience quality leaders who are going to share their experience and wisdom with us. They are Mr. Venkat Murugan from Sengobin, Mr. Muthu Mardachalam from Daimler Commercial Vehicle, Mr. Sachin Goyal from Ashok Leyland. I will share more details about each of the leader when they come to speak. My request to all of you is be alert, listen carefully, And if you have questions, please note it down. There is a format available for questions. It will be shared with you, whoever wants to have. You can fill it up along with your name and organization. The volunteers will pick it up and pass it on to me. Once all the three leaders speak, we will have a Q&A session together before the concluding session. Do you agree? Feel free to ask and actively participate. Thank you. So now first, let's call our speaker, Mr. Venkata Murugan. I will give a brief about him. He is a national head of operation for glass business of Saint-Gobain Private Limited. He is also the head of International Technical Directorate of India. He has done his BTech Chemical Engineering from NIT Trichy, also PG Diploma in Environment Studies from National Institute of Environment, Lucknow. He has got multiple certifications in industrial safety, general law, cost accounting, material management, HR management, finance management. So he is very versatile. Also, he has done his executive management programs both in IIM Bangalore and IIM Kolkata. Initial period of 8 years, he has worked with Madras Fertilizers, then joined Saint-Gobain. He is with Saint-Gobain for the last 27 years. He has global experience working in China and South Africa also. He has handled diverse roles across production, operational excellence, plant management, currently lead operations and innovations. He is deeply committed to sustainable manufacturing, digital transformation. Now over to you, Venkat.
Very good afternoon, everyone. First, a word of acknowledgement to NIQR. Quite impressed with what the journey of NIQR has been. I represent a process industry, but thanks largely to associations like NIQR and automotive industry, which is represented largely here, for making what the quality movement here it is. When I started to work in early 90s, made in India was not accepted in any of the Indian products. And so people were avoiding that. But it is the advent of the TQM journey, that imbibing of the ISO systems, largely attributed to the automotive industry. A big kudos to organizations like NIQR and all the tall leaders who are represented here. Thank you, sir, Dr. Swaminathan, for really making a big impact on all the industry in this part of the world. A big thank you and kudos. So the topic which was given to me is the resilience in quality leadership. I represent Saint-Gobain. It's a 360-year-old company. So when you talk about resilience, I thought, why not look from inwards and talk about from our own experience? And I had the opportunity to work in several countries, and I had an opportunity to see how the glass was being made in the factory where I was trained nearly 200 years ago. In France, in Germany, in Italy, in several places. In 15 quarter of a century that the company has been in existence, we in Sriperumbudur are just 1 quarter of a century. But in 80 countries, 1,800 odd factories, the place where we are today in Chennai, in Sriperumbudur, is already the single largest investment and largest in terms of turnover and the number of people. So it's a legacy that I'm speaking like in 200 years ago, how the glass was being made in those factories. The group has given us an opportunity to replicate something here. And that's what we are really looking into. And for that, for a company which did not have a resilience, would not have lasted this long. So from that experience and wanting to have this legacy continue, for sure the quality leadership has to be an important one. So on that count, I just thought I'll share our experiences and what we think should be the current priority for the industry like us and to go forward. To be the delta differentiator among the competition, particularly in terms of quality management, is the key for us to be a leader, if I can say that in a humble way. And while maintaining that, today we are focusing for the future on three aspects. These are all the three aspects which I'm going to talk how we can internalize the quality leadership. The first is on the sustainability. I'll talk next on the digital in a hardcore process industry for a product which is in existence for 6,000 years, how digital is getting internalized. And of course, in terms of diversity, equity, inclusion at the workplace. So sustainability, digital, and DEI is what the topic I'm going to talk about. If you look at the sustainability, in my 35 years of career, I've heard about the environmental impact that we need to do, but when it comes to cost and looking at the business point of view, the management of change, etc., we have been always little taken a reverse gear in the past 30 years. But in the last 5 years or so, the changes that I am seeing and we are doing in our industry is for real, and it is making an important impact. So when this is real, the management of change has to happen. How the net carbon neutral, the sustainability which every reputed organization is really into it, how quality focus can really make a difference. This is one thing which we are really trying to internalize all our quality practices into making the sustainability and real in our workplaces. Few examples I'll talk about. Everyone is, our scope 2 is 0 already, and we are fully into renewable energy in terms of electricity, but we are a huge consumer of hydrocarbons. And nearly half of our CO2 emitted on scope 1 comes from the fuel that we use. And one of the things that we have done 3 years ago when we wanted to rebuild our float line 2, and we went in for 25% replacement of hydrocarbon with electrical energy, with a commitment that it will be 100% renewable. And it's so easy to say, but actually it is not so easy when it comes to glass melting. It is just not 110 crore extra investment, but comes with a huge amount of electrical risk, and with the electrical boosting that will go into the bottom of the furnace, you are spoiling the convection current, which makes this melting of raw material more efficient, and so thereby the bad quality. Everything in terms of extra cost, in terms of safety, in terms of quality of the glass, everything is quite negative. Will anybody having a common sense go in for that? But we had to go in because we had to avoid using the hydrocarbon. That is where the resilience of quality leadership comes into play. We took it up as a challenge. Thankfully, we have, thanks to the vision of Mrs. Santhanam, who has created the R&D center in our IIT Madras Research Park in Chennai, supported by the central team, of course. And we have a huge team of scientists and modeling team, which worked on improving the safety of the electrical installations, which is required in terms of when glass is a non-conductor, but molten glass is a very good conductor of electricity. And in terms of glass leakage, and in terms of the convection modeling. We went in for completely a very different way of working. The way we have been operating the furnaces to now is very different. This management of change required a total quality mindset shift. The management of change, which is an integral part of the quality management, has been a driving force. The quality mindset with which the team collaborated together. Today, for the last 1.5 years, we are running at 25% renewable energy, which is much higher, better quality than what we normally get with the hydrocarbon, which was in the anticipation going forward. So the point I'm trying to say is that even for the hydrogen, when it becomes really 6 times more expensive than the hydrocarbon when it's going to come in, we invested 14 million euros in our plant in Germany to go in for studying and looking at how we can really go for the future in terms of sustainability. So when it comes to the sustainable alternate fuel, I just gave one example. There are quite a few other examples. The second is in terms of enhancing the material efficiency as well as recycling. I talk about my product. Recycling is everyone in our neighborhood houses. We know how difficult it is to recycle, right? Segregate and recycle. It's not easy, but coming to glass is even difficult. You have a ceramic color, the cooktop glass that you have, it mixes up with our glass. the production can get spoiled for days. 1 kilogram of contamination which went unknowingly 2.5 years ago spoiled nearly 7 days of production, costing more than 10 crores of loss. Can you just imagine 1 kilogram of a waste color just got mixed up? So that's the kind of difficulty that we have. But can we avoid recycling for this? The answer is no. And also the other challenge is the life cycle of a glass, for example, is 30 years. 30 years ago, India had 1.5 lakh ton capacity of glass making. Today, it's 40 lakh tons. And if you have to feed the cullet that was installed 30 years back to now, it's not going to be working out. So we are taking all our efforts in terms of taking all the cullet. We invested 35 crores in an advanced color treatment plant with optical sorting systems and the eddy current systems. And thereby we are increased what was less than 50,000 tons per annum about 4 years ago to 1.6 lakh tons of cullet being recycled with the advent of new technologies. So the recycling is again a quality commitment. If the team is not, the panel in the first opening sessions talked about the mindset of the people starting from the leadership. I think it's create an organization where people come together rather than shying away from taking difficult tasks from the sustainability point of view, which was the case in my previous experiences from 90s to 2000s. Today it is imperative that we go into the mindset. So creating a culture of quality